I have been messing around with the hammer and have been requested to share my discoveries. Therefore, please enjoy Hammer Berserker in all its glory. Consider checking out Bullshit Brigade's Discord server or supporting me on Patreon if you consider my content worth a penny. Anyway, trait-wise we run defense with whole bottom row, Cool the Weak, Merciless Hammer, Stalwart Strength, aka the usual. To that we add Strength trait line with Restorative Strength to gain resistance on heal skill, Great Fortitude, which grants us both higher damage and the sliver of survivability it provides, and for Grandmaster, Aggressive Onslaught, for that sweet quickness uptime. Finally, Berserker. We run entire top row, Smash Brawler, Blood Reaction and Bloody Roar. Weapons-wise, the hammer and dual maces are pretty much the name of the game when it comes to maximizing the sheer joy of the bonk. That said, I swapped main hand mace to sword, as not only sword skills 2 and 3 can be used against CC'd opponent without trolling yourself, but also mace 5 into sword 2 into mace 4 into sword 3 is a very frequently one-shot combo that can save you in a pinch and always generates enough adrenaline to follow up with a flurry if it fails to kill. So that's what I ended up running with, Hammer, Sword, Mace. Sigils-wise, we'll take Savagery and Opportunity in Hammer, as Immobilize from Rupturing Smash and Cripple from Hammer Shock contribute to triggering Opportunity damage increase. For other weapon set, you either take Savagery and Exploitation if you run 2 maces, or Opportunity and Exploitation if you run Sword Mace. Stats-wise, I tested many options, but eventually ended up on Assassin Amulet with Rune of Scholar and Relic of Midnight King. Reason being, with that setup you practically sniff crit cap without going over it, both out and in range. Meanwhile, thanks to Blood Reaction, we get extra ferocity for extra precision, making our damage modifier for crits absolutely go nuts every time we use our signets to enter rage. On top of which, we easily generate might, making the power difference between Berserker and Assassin Amulet not as big as it looks on paper. However, for people preferring a bit more brawly, chunky stat line, Marauder Amulet with Deadeye Rune may suit your fancy. Skills-wise, pretty much from the beginning I played Blood Reckoning, Balanced Stance, Fury Signet, Signet of Might alongside Battle Standard. The only surprise here could be the stance and the banner, so I make haste with explanations. Even though its cooldown has been nerfed, stance still outperforms Doilak's Signet, its only real competitor. And it does so for 2 reasons. Firstly, it prevents you from taking critical hits. Secondly, it provides swiftness in addition to stability, said stability is refreshed every second, meaning one boon rip or boon corrupt won't completely deprive you of your boons. Furthermore, you'll generate stability whilst in combat through the courtesy of Stalwart Strength, meaning less stacks is less of a problem for this particular build. Battle Standard lets you confirm the kills you couldn't confirm otherwise, and save teammates you couldn't help in any different way, and by helping others, you help yourself. This build is more or less a side grade to Greatsword build I posted sometime earlier. It has its strengths, mainly lockdown, better adrenaline generation via Merciless Hammer, so you don't need Signet of Rage, and the fact you don't need the double burst combo to swing fights. You can simply confirm any landed rupturing smashes with first blow, and only whip out the rest of the combo if necessary, making you less predictable in combat and easing up on the cooldown management side of things. Not to mention, it's easier to catch enemies off guard from the distance than from melee. More than that, singular Rupturing Smash might be dealing much less damage than singular Arc Divider, but it applies Daze and Immobilize, which makes singular instance of said Rupturing Smash more threatening to most enemies. If your enemy has protection, they will still eat CC and Immob. If they have stability, they will still eat damage and Immob. And if they have resistance, Daze and damage are still here. Enemy has to have protection, resistance and stability at the same time to counter your combo, which you'll pretty much not see until you start pushing for Platinum. And the chance that someone else within 360 radius of your landing location forgot at least one of these is almost expected, even in the higher rank lobbies. Not to mention, your own CC is not the only CC on the battlefield. Your Reapers, your Heralds, any other warrior, Scrappers, most Rangers, even some supports usually pack some hard CC, which you can follow up on with Happy Little Fierce Blow, or any other damaging horse shit you have indiscriminate access to. You set up damage for your teammates while setting it up for yourself, and your teammates set up damage for you while setting it up for themselves. Symbiosis. This is also why the more supportive choice of Elite that of Battle Standard is usually better than Headbutt, as keeping your teammates up benefits you more than just by providing something to distract your enemies away from you flying in with the hammer. Finally, let us discuss the downsides. Mainly the fact that without unblockable stacks, you will have very hard time hurting a Guardian. In fact, you will have a great deal of trouble to force out a support off of a node in a 1v1, let alone kill him. Your strength can be countered by most supports, especially if you don't have those unblockable stacks, and you need your teammates to scrape a bit off of enemies' defensive utilities to keep applying your pressure after your 6 seconds window of opportunity is over. But the biggest, the wildest downside in this build is Tremor just being Tremor. Tremor's targeting is absolute fucking sorcery, and its hit detection is not far from it either. Fortunately, if you take precautions and fire it only at close or committed to straight trajectory opponents, it does land somewhat consistently, and can be still used simply to reset Crushing Blow. TLDR being more team-oriented, less likely to get countered by singular flipping boon, more likely to win majority of its difficult matchups, and being able to one-shot without blowing its heal skill is a fair list of strengths, countered only by the fact that your window of opportunity to one-shot Guardians specifically is far shorter. Anyhow, a special sign of gratitude towards all generous Patreon supporters, who continuously consider my dubious quality content worth their money. You're all truly welcome. Crapface out.